G'day folks. Well, they've done my axles for me. I did them this morning. So yeah, I thought I'd pull one of the shoes off and I'll show you guys how they work. I've only just learnt this morning actually when I was up there talking to them on how they actually work. Now, before I sort of start talking, I just want to mention and give a shout out to the local trailer business. Sunrise Trailers. Get on the net and have a look and check out their, we're on their Facebook page, Sunrise Trailers, and check out their trailers and their workmanship they do. They're awesome, they really are. Rick and his team have been instrumental in helping me with this build, because I really had no idea, guys, when I first started it, and Rick straight away gave me ideas, told me what to use, roughly the measurements needed for spacings and all that sort of jazz for the framework. And I've bought all the materials off him, but all that information, guys, you can't you really can't buy that, you know. Yes, it's easy to go and buy material maybe somewhere else and maybe get it a few dollars cheaper, but you don't get the information. That's what I'm getting at, guys. If you're tackling something like this and you're not 100% certain on it, you're better off going to buy your product through a business like that, and the information you'll get, especially with Rick, he's just been incredible, he really has. And you know, and it's taken really no time of him to you know, explain to me what's really got to be done and the sizes and this and that. But it's just made it so much easier, you know. If you stuff it up, if I'd have built this oversized or built it under material, over material, it's easy. It's a fine line when you're doing this sort of work. You've really got to be on the money with the right product and the right size from the get-go, because it just turns to shit so quick. And that's what I'm saying. So, and I'm just so thankful that Rick's helped me, and yeah, it's just been a real pleasure, you know, to do this job. And yeah, it's cost me a few extra bucks now with these, but look, at the end of the day, I've saved myself a truckload of money doing it myself. So I've done it less than half price of what you would have to go to buy one. As simple as that. It's a customised one to what I want, and there's no better feeling doing it yourself. If you ask me, it's incredible. All right, enough of that. Thanks again, Rick. yeah, you've been awesome. All right, let's talk about these electric brakes. A magnet, guys. That's all it is. This is a magnet, so as power's applied to it, it sticks to this part of the drum. So obviously when the wheel's turning, that's the way it will turn. It will stick to this part, and then as it grabs, it'll want to be pulled that way. And look what it's doing, it's opening up the brakes. How simple's that? So you've got a dial in the front of you on your dash, so you dial it into whatever sensitivity you want, depending on your weight loads and whatever. And yeah, it'll if you don't want much braking, you don't need much, you know, there's not a lot of power going to it. I thought it was a bloody good idea. How simple's that? Very effective apparently, and they are a very awesome brake. So you don't have to, like the old hydraulic, where you've got the weight of the trailer pushing on the car before it activates, whereas this is you just basically touch your brakes and it's instant. So you can literally just touch your brake without even feeling it on, like applying it on the car, but you can get your brakes working really well. So just in the case of you start to get a bit, for some reason it gets ugly in the back, you can just dab on your brakes or hit the button, and you got four-wheel drum brakes applied instantly, which will steady up the trailer. I think it's a fantastic design. I really do. Very clever. Alright guys, well they're done. They're all ready to go, so I'll show you what I've been up to. Well, I've just started on a little bit of trim work. And I'll just put a little piece up there this morning, just to get a bit of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So we're going to basically do all around the external corners, but I'm only going to go down to that part. I'm not actually going to cover this part with checker, but just down to there and stop. And I'm actually going to put a tiny little, like a bit of that, but on the roof, and it acts as a little awning, and come out sort of probably 15 mil. Then the rubber piece that I put on will seal up around the door, and then it, you know, any rain sort of comes down won't leak in behind the rubber, because I'll have a tiny little seal at the top there. Awning. Here's my rims. Sunraysias. Now, trouble is, guys, well, it's not the trouble, but I knew it all along. Because these are a bigger diameter tyre, I'm going to have to cut into the guards and relieve the wheel up in there a little bit, because if I don't do that, it'll sit down around 50 to 60 mil. Well, the trailer will lift up 50 to 60 mil and it'll be too high. So I'm going to go to that effort and sink it down up into the guard, the tyre, allow for clearance, and that means I can get my axle basically straight up under here. And I'm only really going to gain around 25 mil in height. So that's okay, I can live with that. And I'm going to actually move that one back. It's about 70 mil, and then like I said in the other vid, I'll bring the front tyre a bit closer to the rear tyre. About 40 mil gap is acceptable. Yeah, so that'll be my next sort of job. But I've just mocked up the front drawbar too while I was at it, and I'll show you that. I've increased it there about 830, so 800 mil longer. Yeah, so I've just got it sort of sitting there, getting an idea of it. But of course, I'll do the axles first, so I can get it back down on the ground. And then I'll do this last. Yeah, so I'm basically going to cut all this out, get rid of that, and then this is 100 by 50, and I think it's 3 mil. To be precise, I'll just double check here, 3 mil. So 100 by 50, and then I've got another piece, 100 by 50, which will basically go back like that, across in under here. And then the idea of that is, because this is original part of the trailer, so this will take a lot of the weight will be transferred from this T-piece through to here. And yeah. Then, once that's all sort of cleaned up and done, I'm going to get some checker plate, and because this will be lower by about sort of 40 mil, I'm going to get a top made up and then fold it down and cover all this right along the whole triangle part. And I'll mount my spare wheel. I'll be able to put a nice big jockey wheel there, and I think it'll look really nice when it's done, guys. It'll be fantastic actually. It'll be really nice. Cover all that and you won't even know it. Still keep my winch there, because that's handy. If you break down, well, that's the only thing I've got to get it into the trailer. But anyway, that's just mocked up for now, getting an idea, but it looks really balanced now, the trailer, when I sort of got back and had a look on an angle. And should be great too. Alright folks, well it's just a little quick update for you guys to show you what I'm up to, where I'm at with the old trailer, and yeah, got the axles done, ready to go. Those original ones in it had a 30 mil bow in them. They were terrible. I'll actually show you guys. I've cut them up, but it'll give you an idea on how crappy they were. Yeah, look at that. Old dodgy setup there. And guys, this part here, this bit of steel I've cut out of the back of it too. I've actually pulled out those two bars there, which weren't doing anything, once I got underneath and had a look at it, they weren't doing anything. So they're 22 kilo, plus getting rid of the ramps off the back of it. I've saved 50 kilograms counterleavering the back part of the trailer. So now that I'm thinking, with the door that I've put on the back of it and all the other little bits, I'll probably be still a little bit heavier, but I've made it a lot better by reducing the weight. And yeah, now that I'm shifting everything back, lengthening the drawbar, it just looks really proportioned now, and I can't wait. I really can't. I'm going to get stuck into it now, guys, and hopefully maybe in the next few days I'll have them axles in, and I'll do a little vid and I'll show you guys how it all looks, maybe when it's sitting on the ground. Alright folks, well, I'll pop one up soon. I'll catch yous after.